Hey, folks, welcome to another quick edition of Broken Brains with your host, Bruce Parkman, sponsored by the Mac Parkman Foundation. We're focused on the issue of repetitive brain trauma and whether it's repetitive head impacts, repetitive blast exposure. And we get to take these short breaks to talk to you about a subject, any subject, whether it's a question you bring in, to bring up another aspect of these conditions and why they're so important for us to understand so we can improve diagnosis, awareness, and treatment. Today, I want to talk a little bit about what the foundation has planned for 2026. And this is going to be an amazing year for us as a foundation. We are gaining traction as the national voice for the issue of repetitive brain trauma. Nobody's focused on this. You got your concussion group, you got your CTE group, you got mental health out there. But when we look from a point of causality, repetitive brain trauma is the largest preventable cause of mental illness in this country for our sports players. On the military side, repetitive blast exposure is something that the military is working to reduce right now, but we still have a bunch of veterans out there that are suffering from the impacts of that on their brains, primarily mental illness. And we have to find these people, we have to treat them, and we have to bring them back to their families. So that's why our organization and the events that we do are so important. So starting every year, we now are starting out right in February. Super Bowl Sunday is the Lee Steinberg Super Bowl Sunday. We were able to attend it this year. Huge event, met all kinds of NFL players, other foundations, got connected with a bunch of cool technologies, some of which will be coming on our podcast to keep all that moving. Then March 10th is our Mismatch Socks for Mac Day. And as we do that every year, that's our son's birthday. And our son was colorblind, right? He only could see lime green, right? So he always had mismatched socks. Used to drive me nuts. I'm like, son, why don't your socks match? He goes, Dad, who cares? I'm like, yeah, good point. All right. And he taught me how to color out a line. So we have, people take pictures of their mismatched socks, mismatched ski boots, mismatched work boots, don't care, and send it into our social media sites to go ahead and let people know that they support. And then in early September this year, I think it's going to be September 18th and 19th, we're finalizing dates, is our third international summit on repetitive brain trauma. And every year, folks, this thing grows. We have the most amazing group of speakers come in from around the world. People ask us, how do we find these folks? It's because of our passion and because of their subject matter expertise that's never been put in the same building to talk about this issue. So that's coming up then. Then we have, and September 24th is Big Mac for Mac Day. That's when everybody goes to McDonald's, gets a Big Mac, same thing as the socks, takes a picture. And what we're going to add to March 10th and March 24th this year is a pledge. Simple pledge that you can all take and post on those two dates. We'll have information coming out is I pledge to support brain safe contact sports so that we can keep our kids from playing too long. We can identify that this is a problem with mental illness. We can create safer sports and our athletes can play them and not be hurt for the rest of their lives. And then in December, is the Army-Navy game, man. We have a massive rock and roll event there. We raise money for veterans, and it's just an all-around fantastic time for people to get to know what we have going on. So those are our events for the year. And now on top of all that, we have all the other activities we do as a foundation. First of all, this podcast, okay? Our producer, Denny, has done an amazing job putting together one of the premier guest lists when it comes to talking about brains. And this podcast is now in its second season, and we really need you to spread the word because there's no other podcast that can alert parents and players and veterans to the issues that could be the cause of their mental health. So we're working on this. We're actually doubling the amount of podcast interviews that we are doing this year. So you're going to see a couple every week now. And we got these little shorties right here. I call them shorties. They're a lot of fun to do. So please keep your questions coming in because it's very important for us to get those. We have a book. It's called Broken Brains and Youth Contact Sports. I just spent the last 6 months rewriting this puppy. It's in the editor right now. That book is for free on our website, and that is our service to our public. We don't want to make money off this book. We want the book to be an informative and resourced piece of information for you parents. So that book has a lot of web pages and documents that you can read at the end of it. It's all based on science and research and understanding why your children should not play these contact sports, or if you have children that have played them, if they start struggling, what to do about it. Because we now know that, the mental illness as a result of this can be treated. It's not a death sentence like everybody thinks it is. And we want you to have the hope that you need. So the book has been updated now with all new information on treatments, all kinds of information on the new research that's been out there, and all the new hopes on how we can diagnose people effectively. So a really good area for us to help and tell people it's free. Everybody likes free stuff. So put that out there. Then our application, Head Smart, which is on the Google and Apple store, is out there for you as parents to go ahead and download. And it allows you to keep an eye on your children. And when they do have a concussion or a head injury, it is a great source of information for you to help understand and make informed decisions, because concussions are a head injury. It's a brain injury. They're very serious. They're not it's okay, it's just a big headache, you'll be done in 2 weeks and back on the field. No. We now know that unless we take these brain injuries very, very seriously, the consequences for our children could be very, very severe. So that's what we got going on in the Mac Parkman Foundation. And we want to do more. We're looking for ambassadors for each state now. We have some foundations that are unfortunately based on a child that's no longer here. We're working on legislation now. We have legislation at the federal level, the Child's Head Impact Protection Act. We also have a bill for veterans that we're working with a number of large VSOs to go ahead and get up there. So there's so much more that we want to do. So if you have any ideas, please reach out to us, www.mpfact.org, mpfact.org, and let us know your thoughts. We're doing the best we can with an issue that is significantly impacting our kids, veterans, parents, stakeholders, caregivers, everybody that's surrounded by this preventable condition is suffering. And we want to get them treatment, we want to get them help, and we want to prevent it. So please stay in touch. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast, and we'll see you next time on Broken Brains with Bruce Parkman, sponsored by the Mac Parkman Foundation. And don't forget to like us and share us wherever you can. Thank you very much.